Hey everybody, it's Nurse Kavanagh back here and Penny the Peaceful Peacock, and we are here to review all of the classes that we did over the last 5 weeks. Okay, so Penny, shall we show them? Okay, this is our Rick Yoga theme, right? So every week we would have a new adjective, right? That would help us be Rick-like, right? That's how we get those gotchas in school. And I know some teachers are handing out gotchas via email, which is kind of cool. And they're asking, did you catch your child being Rick-like this week? And when you answer, they've been giving gotchas that you can print out if you want, but just knowing that that's happening still with this remote learning is pretty cool. Hand it to the teachers at Memorial. Nice work, everybody. And a shout out to the teachers, because last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, and I can't even begin to tell you how much we do appreciate you, for sure. Because I'm a parent too at Memorial, and I hands down think that we have the best teachers going around. So thank you, thank you. Thank you. Remember, kids, we can do the hand mudra. I got Penny with me. Maybe Penny and I can do it. The hand mudra, which is namaste, right? And it's an act of saying, I acknowledge you, I see you, and I want to thank you. So Penny and Nurse Kavanagh want to say, namaste, teachers. Thank you for everything. Okay, back to yoga. So this class is to review all the 5 weeks that we've done, right? So the first R was respectful, then responsible. I was intelligent. C is for courageous, and K is for kindness. So this class is going to kind of wrap it all together so I can share it with you today. Today is, what day of the week is it? Seriously, it's Wednesday. That's right, it came to me. I must be intelligent. Wednesday, May 13th. Okay, that just hit me because the last day in school together in the building was March 13th. Interesting, that literally just came to my head. So, wow, we've been home for a while doing this remote learning stuff and being home a lot. Yeah, so I hope you guys are doing these yoga videos to get up off that couch or away from that computer screen so you can get up and have some fun while we're doing this remote learning and staying at home stuff. All right, going through with that, I want to just say I hope you all are feeling well and doing okay. And in the nursing way, we look at the whole being, right? We call that being holistic. So we hope, and that's the yoga way too, by the way. Interesting that I got into both. Anywho, nursing is all about the whole person, right? So the body, medical, right? We want to make sure you're feeling well. And if you're not, you know, we're getting emails from the nurses that every week your parents can check, and it's helpful hints from the nurses at Hopedale schools. So we're doing we focus on the physical body, right? Not feeling good, stuffy nose, sore throat, that kind of stuff. And then we focus on the mind, right? So the body and the mind. And that has to do with teaching you how to be safe and how to be healthy. Okay? And then what we're all encompassing is within. So here we go. Let's move on. So Rick theme, Penny and I are super excited you're here. Yes, we are. And let's get going. So I thought we would start with reviewing the poses that we have gone through so far. Not all of them, because I have a fun thing to do at the end with that, but I'm going to review the poses for the Sergeant Salutation. And I decided this week, you're not gonna have to hear me sing it. I actually have the recording, so yes, we are very excited. All right, so Penny is going to still be your drishti, which is just a yoga word for being able to focus on somebody when we're doing any balancing poses. Okay, so let's review some poses for the sergeant salutation that we're going to do shortly. So, being respectful, that was the first week, and that's when we did the sergeant salutation. And it's interesting because we can be respectful to ourselves and then to others, like the people that we live with and that we're staying with right now. Can always be respectful. All right, so we are respectful to ourselves and to others. And sometimes we may act in a way that we're not really happy with ourselves. I know I can say that sometimes. And it's important to be able to forgive yourself too. Giving yourself the respect you deserve, that, you know, we're human. We all make mistakes sometime. Maybe learn from it and move on and hopefully not do it again. So, sergeant salutation poses. We start with mountain pose, yes? And we reach up on our tippy toes, reach up to the sky. Please do this with me at home as a review. And then go ahead and touch those toes. And this is that ragdoll. Yeah. Put the hands on the mat or the floor and bend those knees. Get a little spring in your step and jump back to plank pose. Woo. All right, next is downward dog. And then we do upward dog. And sometimes we howl at the moon. Oh. And then we go back to downward dog. All right, from here, a couple of the things that we do, because we go through it 3 times, is 3-legged dog. Okay, so that means sticking your leg up one at a time. And then from here, we do bow pose. This is not easy, kids. And you grab your feet and you rock and roll. Okay, done with that. Place the hands on the mat, a child's pose. Favorite one. All right, just relax back. Right? And then get back into down dog. And then use those knees and jump forward. Back to ragdoll. Butterfly up. Keep those hands up, tippy toes. And namaste. Okay, what do you say? Let's do it. Over here, just putting the music on. Special shout out to my husband for letting me use his phone. All right. You gotta get up, you gotta get up, you gotta get up in the morning. You gotta get up, you gotta get up, you gotta salute the sun. Keep marching, kids.
Okay, kids, Sarge here. Just like you salute the Sarge, we're gonna salute the sun. Yogis, salute. Namaste. Namaste. Butterfly up. Butterfly up. Butterfly down. Butterfly down. Ragdoll. 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 Jump back. Jump back. Plank pose. Plank pose. Plank pose. Plank pose. Downward dog. Downward dog. Upward dog. Upward dog. Downward dog. Downward dog. Jump forward. Jump forward. Ragdoll. 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 Butterfly up. Butterfly up. Namaste. Namaste. Breathe in and out your nose. Stand tall or mountain pose. Take a break. Take a rest. Salutations are the best. Breathe in and out your nose. Stand tall or mountain pose. Take a break. Take a rest.
Lots of breathing. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Ready for another round?
Salute.
Okay.
Namaste. Namaste. Butterfly up. Butterfly up. Butterfly down. Butterfly down. Ragdoll. Ragdoll. Jump back. Jump back. Plank pose. Plank pose. Downward dog. Downward dog. Upward dog. Upward dog. Downward dog. Downward dog. Three-legged dog. Three-legged dog.
that breathing. I hope you're staying with me. Okay, let's do it.
Namaste. Namaste. Butterfly up. Butterfly up. Butterfly down. Butterfly down. Ragdoll. Ragdoll. Jump back. Jump back. Plank pose. Plank pose. Downward dog. Downward dog. Upward dog. Upward dog. Downward dog. Downward dog.
Okay, and that belly. And back. Woo. Let's take some deep breaths. Whew. Hopefully you did that with me and you had some fun. I'm going to shut the music off. Alrighty. Whew. Out of breath. That's okay. Because the breathing, the slowing down and breathing really helps. Okay? So that was the respectful theme. That first week that we did yoga, we did sun sal or sergeant salutation, and I had to say it. So that was kind of nice. Let somebody else do it. Deep breaths. All right, kids. So the other thing that we did was the yoga glasses. Remember that? Put your yoga glasses on. Go ahead and do it. And we say, oh, hello, hello, yes, hello. To anybody around you. I have Penny. Hello. And Polly. Okay, back to it. Yoga is A-OK. Look at this. Remember last week we talked about the hand mudra on the shirt that I was wearing? So I wanted to introduce you to not one more, there's more than one, but this is one that we'll introduce you to since it's something that we do. Remember that? But we're gonna just focus on the pointer and the thumb. Okay, so I did a little research for you. Because you know what, kids, I was curious too. Does this really mean something? To some it does. So in case you're interested, I'm gonna let you know what this hand mudra means. It is all about getting yourself what we call grounded. What does that mean? Grounded means you're just solidifying yourself into feeling very grounded. Think of a tree. Trees are planted in the ground and they have roots that go into the ground. And they're very strong, right? Especially big trees around our town. Some are hundreds of years old. Tree pose, why not while we're talking about it, right? Take a deep breath in and out. Another side. So it's about grounding. You can do your hand mudra in your tree pose. It's also what they say about survival. So really grounding yourself, feeling strong and rooted into who you are. And that's something you can do when you're feeling like you need to ground yourself a little bit. All right, then we talked about mantra, right? The peace begins with me. I did that song in the kindness week, and we introduced it the first week. And so I thought we could do the mantra that we talked about. So if you're feeling icky, and that could mean many things. It could mean you're just tired, you're sick and tired of being home, you're stressed out about work, homework and remote learning, you're stressed because you can't see your friends, all these things, right? Gosh, it's tough, right? So we can do things to help ourselves. Be respectful to yourself. What does that mean? It means you can recite a saying in your mind. You don't have to say it out loud. And that can help you calm down, and you can do it while taking deep breaths. So the one I had introduced with you, for instance, was inhaling the I am peaceful. So thinking that, and then exhaling, I am calm. All right, so if you're ever feeling just icky, for whatever reason it is, go ahead and do this mantra in your head 5 to 10 times, longer if you wish. It's a form of just being able to center yourself and being mindful in the moment and saying something that's really nice to hear. Because sometimes we can talk not so nice stuff to ourselves, right? So let's talk nice to ourselves. So we're going to do it just 5 times together, and certainly pause or do this another time on your own, doing the mantra, which is, so you're inhaling, I am peaceful, and you're exhaling, I am calm. So that was 1. Again, inhaling, I am peaceful. Exhale, I am calm. Inhale, I am peaceful. Exhale, I am calm. Inhale, I am peaceful. Exhale, I am calm. One more. Inhale, I am peaceful. Exhale, I am calm. That really is nice. I kind of felt that doing just 5 rounds. You can do it, like I said, as many as you'd like. So that's being respectful to yourself. The next R is being responsible, right? We talked about that. I remember that. That's when people are starting to wear masks around and we were like, what is that? Is that weird? Am I supposed to do that? Is that okay to do that? And of course, right? Because it's being responsible. You're being responsible to keep yourself healthy and then being responsible to keeping other people healthy. So we are going to see more of this. Whenever you go outside, somebody's going to be wearing a mask, and it's going to look like, could be this, like a handkerchief, right? It could be like, I don't have a scarf with me. I'll just pretend like this is a scarf, right? And somebody's just going to kind of wrap the scarf around them and walk around like this. It could be an actual mask, and there's really cool masks that people are making around town and also with retailers online. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty creative. So it's being responsible and keeping yourself healthy and the ones you love around you and even the ones you don't know, because we generally want people to be okay and to be healthy. And that means wearing your mask when you're outside. So being very responsible. So being responsible, and you probably heard staying home, hashtag stay home. That is being responsible. It's hard though, isn't it? It's hard to stay home. It's hard not to see your friends. It's hard to not just go out and do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, we need to be responsible because this is the day and age that we live in, and we have to accept the fact that this is just what it is. Okay? So let's be mindful, because I think when we're being responsible, we can be very mindful about it. So what does that mean, be mindful? Well, if you can recall, because I'm doing like a review from our classes, one way to be responsible is, mindful, is the use of the tingsha bells. So this is creating mindfulness because we're putting all of our focus and attention on these bells. So letting it come together. And also focusing on that pretty sound, right? Let's just do it again. And one more time. I was really mindful there because I was using my sense of hearing and my sense of sight and my sense of touch when I was doing that. So that really created my focus right there. I wasn't thinking about other stuff. I was honed in on the tingsha bells, right? The other thing that to review is, remember this little doohickey that I had created using those Orbeez beads, putting it in water, any glass bottle or plastic, maybe preferably. simply taping it to make sure it doesn't open and spill everywhere. And again, being mindful, so kind of shaking it up a couple times and then saying, I'm going to pick the blue, or how about the pink ball, and I'm going to just watch it move. Yeah. Okay, so that's being mindful. Just kind of taking a minute and just focusing on what's in front of you. Do you know that being mindful can even mean being in the moment? And even if you are brushing your teeth, you can be very mindful when you're doing that, because think about it, you're brushing your teeth, you can't really talk anyway, and you're kind of focusing on getting all the sugar bugs off your teeth, right, from the day. So you're mindful because you're focusing on taking care of your teeth, okay? So another way of being mindful. I found this tic-tac-toe, mindfulness tic-tac-toe. So you can kind of use like a dry erase, right? And somebody can play with somebody, and the one you pick is what you do. Pretty cool. In case you want to find this, it is on Classroom Services. Excuse me, that's the email, classroomservices@mackin.com. But if you want to find this, it's mackin.com/classroom, and that's how you spell it. All right, so there's fun ideas. Okay, one is breathe. Okay, I'm gonna be mindful about my breathing. I'm gonna be mindful when I take a walk outside with my family. This beautiful weather that we're fortunate to have right now. Even though sometimes it's cold, when the sun is shining, it's just so nice. I'm gonna be mindful and write something down. Maybe journaling your feelings, writing a letter to a friend. You can do pen pals. That's really fun. I used to do that when I was a little kid because we didn't have the computers like we do now when I was young. Be mindful and dance for 5 minutes, move that body, recreate some new moves. Stretching, right? When we do yoga, we're being very mindful, especially in those balance poses. Make sure that we don't fall out and we're safe. Maybe listening to somebody if they're talking to us. If you find your mind wandering, going on to something other than what this person is saying to you, maybe try and focus in on what they're saying, and they'll know that you're actually really listening to them and hearing them. So that is about being responsible and being mindful. Oh, just a quick review. We had done this one, right? So 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Okay. Let's see, so that's being very responsible. Stay home. All right, intelligent. Oh, yes. Remember Penny? And I was like, even peacocks are intelligent, and I couldn't remember why they're intelligent. So I used my brain, and I went on the internet, and I looked up why peacocks can be intelligent. And I found something. It's symbolism. Just like a big word for just meaning, what is the meaning behind this animal? What is the meaning behind anything? Okay, it's what it symbolizes. So for peacocks, they are a symbol of integrity. Nice job, Penny. Allowing to show your true colors, because aren't they so vibrant and beautiful? All the beautiful colors and peacock feathers. And I have a little feather here for you. The vibrant colors, so gorgeous. So being true to who you are, no matter what colors you have, right? You're honoring who you are. Peacocks also are very nurturing and kind-hearted, which I find very nice because I've been drawn to them, not really sure why. And here I am, a nurse and a yoga teacher and a mother and a friend and all of that other stuff. And my strive is always to be kind and caring. So there you go, Penny. Nice work. All right, so that is being intelligent for Penny and what peacocks mean. Okay, being intelligent, right, is having that 6-foot distance when you are walking outside with other people other than who you live with. And wearing your mask is being very smart. 6 feet, that's hard to do, especially as people, we're kind of drawn toward each other. It's hard to like keep that distance, but it's so important, right? So that's being very intelligent, to remind yourself to do that. Remember this, we talked about spring cleaning and how this little girl is being super intelligent because she's helping clean, right? And we talked about doing the laundry and the wishy-washy, and we're doing the little turning with our bodies when we were sitting down. Making the bed, and we did the reverse table, and I put Penny or any stuffed animal you have, you can put on your belly and kind of do the crab walk around. So that is being intelligent. All right, let's move on, my friends. Oh yes, being courageous. Remember that when Mrs. Kavanagh was being super courageous, when she was doing that song that made her feel silly, dancing all around. But that was something that made me feel brave after, and said, you know what? Put myself out there, because this is how I want to teach the class this week. So I was being very brave. So it's about trying new things. What have you guys been doing at home that is something new that you've done that maybe you wouldn't have done if we were going into school on a regular basis? So let's think about maybe you've maybe learned how to ride a bike, or you've learned a new hobby at home, watching a parent or somebody who's helping take care of you that they like to do. So just being open to trying new things, that's being very brave and very courageous. Just even trying it. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect right away, right? I think your teachers probably tell you that. You wouldn't need me if you already knew what I'm about to teach you. So don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay to learn and to not know things right away. And that's being brave, because you're saying, okay, fine, right? I'm gonna be open to that. Being brave, yeah, doing the right thing. That whole, if you see something, say something. If you see something that's really not okay, maybe even on the internet, and somebody writes something and it's not okay, you need to tell an adult. So if you see something, you say something to protect you and whoever maybe they're saying it about, whatever it is about. Let the adult handle that, okay? That's being very courageous. Even if you're a little afraid to say, don't be, because they're there to help take care of you, okay? Doing the right thing, showing empathy towards others, helping out others. Empathy is kind of a big word, but that really just means, what can you do to sort of take care of or think about others other than just you, right? And as children, it's hard, because children are made to think of themselves, because they're learning. You guys are learning so much about yourselves, about growing and learning. It really is a focus on what you can do. So to be empathetic is to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Not really, but I mean, I guess you could try if they didn't care. But kind of walking in their shoes and saying, okay, this isn't me. I'm thinking about somebody else and how they might be feeling with whatever situation they have going on. So that's being empathetic. One way we can be empathetic is thinking and thanking all the people that are out there who are helping protect us stay healthy and safe right now. You might hear the frontline workers, you might have heard that, essential employees, healthcare workers out there every day, right? Taking care of, what's happening right now so that we can be safe. So that's being empathetic, saying, thank you so much, right? So if you know somebody that's doing a really hard job right now, or is having a really hard time with whatever is going on in their life, give them a hug if you can, or a virtual hug, and just say thank you for what you're doing. Because everybody wants to be acknowledged. Trust me on that. So kindness. This was the whole week, which is the last week, okay, about being kind. Oh, and I referred to the morning announcements, right, with Mr. Miller. And we would do the Pledge of Allegiance every day. We would do the moment of silence. And he would always have a nice saying to remember to be kind to one another, which is just like our Rick theme. So again, back to my book, my kindness book, I found something in here that I thought would be a way to be kind. Yeah, and that's about the mantra that we talked about. So it's just saying how we can think about others and be kind, and we can say it to ourselves like, I am peaceful, I am calm. You can use anything you want. You can even just breathe in joy and breathe out joy. Whatever it is that comes to your mind, usually that first thing that comes to your mind is what you should think about, making it positive for you, okay? So, oh yes, this is what I wanted to read. So mindfulness can also be referred to as heartfulness. Why is that? So in many Asian languages, the word mind and for heart are the same. So they feel and believe that the word mind and heart are one. So you can say mindfulness or heartfulness, which is really a nice way to look at that. So it goes to remind us to be aware of who you are, moment to moment, and being kind to yourself. So it's the bottom line is that mindfulness is not separate from activities that you're doing, and heartfulness is about being in relationship with yourself and with others. Okay, so whatever that is. Ever hear about the ripple effect? When you think about maybe at Hopedale Pond and you have some rocks. We were down there the other day, and you don't want to do too many. But if you have a little stone and you want to try and skip the rock and see if it bounces over the top of the water, you know, that ripple effect. So if you drop a stone in the water and it makes that splash, and then it has these ripple sort of widening circles, that's called the ripple effect. So think about if you're kind to somebody, they will feel so good that then they are going to want to be kind to somebody else. So you can make somebody's day just by smiling at them or saying something kind or doing something nice for somebody. All right, so remember the talking stick? That was something. The talking stick. So being kind is giving somebody a chance to speak. Okay, so if they feel like they need to say something, maybe they need to hold this right now, and giving them the respect they deserve, listening to what they have to say. That's the talking stick. Right? And the peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. We do it 5 times standing up, 5 times kneeling down, whispering, peace begins with me. And then 5 times in our head in the child's pose. All right, are we ready to do some more yoga poses? I sure am. All right, so we have a very fun song, and it's called the Yogi Shake. And some of my friends might remember this song, but it's really fun. I thought I would do the lights like we did last week for Secret Garden, but this time we're going to do some fun poses, and you're just gonna get up and you're gonna kind of dance around, move around, and do some yoga poses during this time. Okay? So I will be doing it with you because I am courageous, and we're gonna have some fun, right? So I'm gonna go and put the lights on. I'd like you to go maybe get a sip of water if you need to, or get on your mat, maybe warm up a little bit, because I've been talking a little bit since Sergeant Salutation. And let's play the song, okay? So it's called the Yogi Shake. Okay, remember the lights? I'm going to turn down my lights so you see the lights better. And then I'm going to play the song. So called Total Yogi Shakedown. All right, coming up. It's a very high energy song. It's about 4.5 minutes. So let's have a little fun.
Shaking your body is healthy for you. With some yoga, you'll never feel
want to shake around. I'm going to show you some yoga poses that we're going to do. This one's called dragon. All right, so one knee down, arms up. Ooh, this is a twisted dragon. All right, so let's see if we can do it. All right. So you want to do one knee down, like you're kneeling, the other leg up, arms up. That's dragon. Next, we're going to show you from the other side. All right, kind of jump around. I'm going to show you twisted dragon right now. So you are still doing that dragon pose under this. But this time, a little bit of a twist. Can you see me? I'm going to show you from the side. Okay, one arm down, the other one up. That's twisted dragon. Take your yoga pose. Next is dolphin. What is that? It's downward dog, but just with your elbows on the mat. All right, here we go. This is down dog, but if I get down on my elbows and then get back into my down dog, that's what that is. I'm going to show you from the side. This is dolphin. All right, kids, what else? Ooh, cobra. And then shark. Let's do cobra. We know that one. It's like when we howl at the moon. So we have low cobra. We have king cobra or high cobra. Show you from the side. All right, next is shark pose. So it's on your belly, clasping your hands behind you, and lifting your feet. What do you think? Let's give it a whirl. Pick your yoga pose. Right now I'm doing shark. I'm on my belly, trying to clasp my hands behind me and lift my legs. If you can clasp, good for you. If you can't, no worries. Lifting your arms and your legs. Shark pose. You pretend you're swimming in the ocean. Okay. I'm going to do a little child's pose after that. All right, kids. Keep moving around. Shake it. All right. I have a bunch of cards here. I'm just going to randomly pick one. My yoga pose is triangle. So I start out in my star. Dig my heel down. Reach out. Triangle. Try not to lock that knee too much. All right, back to your star. Move that foot back. Dig the other heel in. Triangle on the other side. All right, let's go back. Not sure how much more time I have, but rock pose. I mean, fine, I'll do it, but that's kind of... That's why I chose rock pose. You know why? The song's over. All right, so rock pose, and did you hear the lion? At the end, the lion's roar. Remember lion's breath? Don't make me do it again, kids. You remember it. All right, so rock pose. This is so nice because this is actually really nice to relax to. And ground. Okay, so you're being still. This is child's pose when your arms are out in front of you and your head is down. Rock pose when your arms are at your side and your head is down. Now it's okay if your head doesn't hit the ground. If you want, you can widen your knees a little bit, have a little bit more room, if you will. Just kind of round your back and let your head rest. This is called rock pose. You can stay there and be still and silent, and it helps ground you. And in order to get into it, you can see without the reflection, first they sit and then they bow down, then arms go to the back, or they can rest under your head. Rock pose. This is nice. They have a little saying that I'll say to you before we wrap up the class. It says for rock pose, I'm reading the little bottom parts here. Connect with the earth and imagine being a rock, stone, or a crystal. You get to choose because you're using your imagination. What texture, meaning what does it feel like? What size? Is it a little rock? Is it a big rock? And what shape is your rock? Is it like a round rock, an oval, maybe a heart rock? Mrs. Kavanagh always loves to look for heart rocks. A little collection going. So what shape are you? Think about that when you're in your pose. How old is the rock? Gosh, that's a good question. You can pick any old number you want, 150 or 3,000 years old or 2 days old. It's whatever you want. Is it a heavy rock? How heavy is it? Is it kind of like light as a feather, like a little pebble? Or is it so heavy you can't even pick it up? Using your imagination. So once you kind of picture exactly what rock you look like, what shape you are, what size you are, you then let go, rest, and just be where you are. Go inside and feel the magic of silence within you, the strength of stillness. It's interesting to think about a rock and that they are silent, they don't talk, and they're very still. They don't move on their own, they only move if somebody moves them. And that it takes a lot of strength to sometimes be still, right? To sometimes just be silent and not talk, even if it's in your mind, when you want to be mindful or heartfulness. So there you go, my friends. That was a recap of our 5 yoga classes on the Rick theme. Respectful, responsible, intelligent, courageous, and kind. I hope you enjoyed these classes. I had a lot of fun making them. I would like to continue doing this here and there. So if you would like or have ideas or suggestions, I have a mom friend who's also a Kidding Around yoga instructor. She knows who she is. She's amazing. She gave me a really good idea, and she's really savvy with Google Documents. And she said that she could help me do a Google survey to find out what it is you kids would like me to offer in these yoga classes. And I'll read them, and I will take your input, and I will input it into my classes. And if you'd like, I'd even put a shout out for who told me what to do and why you wanted it. So anywho, I miss you all very, very much. And my hope as a nurse, right? But also somebody who cares very deeply about all of you, hopes that you are all well and safe and sound and healthy and well. So I'm going to end this class with a little saying, and I hope you repeat it after me. See if you can see me. So may the whole world be filled with peace and joy and love and light and lots of peaceful children.